first big moment of the Getting Right House team. And honestly, the Cypher Sound show was another one. It was just like, oh man, this guy who like is really, really hungry to like learn and perform and surround himself with good people thinks I'm one of those people that could make the group better.
Definitely.
So that's just so that's another big one. That's another big one. So yeah, those like 3 days or so.
Alright, well, let's take a roll down when if your spirits and your faith was kind of wavering. What was some of those moments where you was some of the I don't want to say the worst moments, but the moments that really tested you
as an improviser?
Yeah.
You know, I think early it was early on. It was there's a threshold of like I think I won't say failure, but there's a threshold that you need to kind of push through as an improviser, and it's almost like I feel like improv's kind of like golf. It's kind of like a good analogy. It's like even the best, right? Tiger's not the best. Who's the best right now? Is Tiger the best right now?
It's Tiger and that guy McElroy.
Those
are two best.
So take one of those two guys. Even those guys, like there's no such thing as like just going getting all holes in one. Do you know what I mean? You can just hope to like have a good drive, get on the green, 2-putt. Do you know what I mean? So it's like getting proficient in improv is like using the mistakes in your favor and kind of just being comfortable on stage and going in with confidence and saying, you know what, I know I'm good at this, so this is gonna be good. So I think early on it was just like pushing through those moments where it was like, well, I either did something and it failed miserably, or I went through a whole set and just didn't step out once. That was my biggest thing, like not being confident stepping out on stage. So I think pushing through that in like the first year or two was something that was a big moment. But as far as like specific like shows and stuff, there's too many bad shows and too many bad scenes to like actually pin it down to one. Do you know what I mean? There's just that moment. There's those moments, and even now, still sometimes I gotta step away from it, go see a movie, buy a new pair of shoes or something, just to like take my mind off of it, live a little bit, and then come back to the improv. It makes the improv better. So,
what was one of your favorite roles or scenes so far from Take It Personal that you was a part of?
Oh come on, there's too many, but I got like 2 or 3 that came to mind. I think one of my favorite ones that I was in was Mace. It was about Mace. I forget who the monologist was. Who was the monologist?
It was Derek D-Dot.
Yeah, it was D-Dot. Yeah. Telling this story about Mace and how he was like a really shy guy, but he was Murder Mace, right? So then it came out and I was just like, I don't want to rap. And for some reason it got this huge reaction. It got this huge reaction from the crowd, and all I had to do was just like be like very meek. So that was probably one of my favorite ones.
He needs a Sprite! He needs a Sprite! You get a Sprite? Are you alright? Thank you. Let me wipe that. Good. Alright, let's make music!
The first one's, why are you over there looking at me?
Okay, maybe.
That's what we're trying to do.
I don't know, it's whatever my baby's feeling, right?
Yeah, okay.
What are you feeling
I'm
like?
ready for it, yeah.
Sex and guns?
Sex and
Guns! Alright, 1, and 2, and a 3.
Take the motherfucker, hang 'em upside down! And make 'em fucking brown! Clack, nigga, clack, nigga!
What's that rush like when you're working with another creative person and you guys are not only on the same page, but you're committed to the scene on the same level?
Yeah, it feels great. It is like a drug. Do you know what I mean? Like, insofar as like you want to experience it again. Do you know what I mean? I look forward to Friday nights just to like get that reaction and commit to a scene in hopes that we can create that magic again. But there's 2 forms of like validation. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's validation from the crowd, which always feels good, but like, I think the thing that feels really, really good is like I say something to you as a scene partner, and not only do you say yes to that, but like you say yes and then you build off of it, right? So it just feels good to like throw out an idea in the moment, just to know that like the people on that stage are gonna like take that idea and support it no matter what it is. It's just a really good feeling, and it's a really good feeling when that happens, and then the reaction is kind of big from the audience.
What was the one thing? Let's be cocky for a second. What's the one thing Phil Jackson feels like you ain't fucking with him when it comes to this?
Oh man, what are we talking about? As an improviser, just in general, as a comedian?
Comedian, improviser in general.
Man, you're not fucking with me. I guess you're not fucking with me when it comes to the thing that I think makes me funny. I think a lot of comedians have ideas and do things that are like almost surreal. I think what people maybe find interesting about me on stage is that I think I find humor in relatable and grounded situations, right? So I won't necessarily start the scene about being, you know, a robot, but I will be that person who starts the scene about being a father or son or a mother or daughter, whatever. Do you know what I mean? So I think making darker kind of situations interesting and making just grounded, relatable situations as big as they can be, I think, from an improv perspective, I don't think anybody's fucking with me. And I am the physical stuff. I think I do the physical stuff. I got some good, I got long limbs. Do you know what I mean? So you don't almost fucking with
You can do the.
yeah, you remember that one? Yeah, so there's that too, which I guess is crazier, but yeah. So commitment and and just going a little deeper,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Phil Jackson. We just got another laugh.